G'day folks, well it's about 11 AM on the 7th of June, so kind of the second day of this battle, about 36 hours in, and if you've seen from my previous videos, the 6th Airborne Division has really entrenched around this position. We've got a sort of 2, sometimes 3 lines of minefields. They're defending, of course, Horsa Bridge up here, Pegasus Bridge just to the left off screen. Marines have moved off to the beaches and are clearing their objectives. But this is where I think the focus of a lot of the fighting is. It's where the 21st Panzer Division and in particular Kampfgruppe look around this area. These little brown counters with lots of independent units hitting the 6th Airborne Division lines. I noted in an earlier video that they've ignored these waves of mines and they're trying to pick off the airborne units that have kind of dug in around the fringes, picking off these isolated units. They are very close to capturing Escoville under here, and then their plan is to kind of sweep around through this open ground. They've noticed that while the 6th Airborne have a lot of these mines here, they've left this rear pretty empty. You can see some engineers at work behind the lines or about to get to work. But what's happened here is another part of the Grand Tactical Series. It's when an offensive group formation comes across entrenched defenders or defenders in improved positions or defenders in minefields, and it's a slow grind to push them out. I just want to show you sort of the build-up of cohesion hits. You can see there are 2 cohesion hits. These guys are also suppressed, so they are almost at a step loss. This is a 2-step para company. We have the Germans taking hit as well occasionally. What basically happens, the common flow of a game turn here is whoever draws a chit first places barrage markers on key elements of their opponent, blinds their anti-tank guns or mortars and so forth, and then tries to push in and pick off these isolated defenders. So these allied AT guns behind the line, the 6th Airborne AT guns, independent units sort of here, I think there's some here, are blinded. They can't see through these barrages, they can't see the Germans, they're rendered useless. If the Allies go first, they do the same thing. They blind the Germans, and the Germans then, when they activate, are then forced to push forward, and this is why they've gotten so close. You can see some of these infantry, motorised infantry, right adjacent to these Allied positions. They've started to attack the Allies from adjacent hexes. So the way this works then is whoever gets first gets the jump, launches these barrage markers, and then moves in and attacks the enemy, slowly grinding them down, slowly building up these cohesion hits. And it takes place over many hours. They've been going at this for some time. The key here, as these cohesion hits build up, units cannot remove cohesion hits when they're in the line of sight. They can rally from suppression, provided they're, if they're in command, it's pretty much automatic. But those cohesion hits won't go away until they're either out of line of sight or it's a night turn, I think. And that's not happening anytime soon. So the Germans are basically trying to hit hard, their objective for this 7th of June is to kind of be able to capture Escoville and hopefully push around. And I've been focusing on this fighting for several hours. The key problem for the Germans, for the 21st Panzer Division, is they don't have the command points. So when, as happened earlier in the turn, their formation activation comes out, it's great. They get these free direct fire attacks. But once that's done, they're rendered pretty much useless for the rest of the turn, for the rest of these activations. They can't use direct commands, they can't use their divisional activation when it comes out because they don't have the command points. At the moment, the 21st Panzer Division is on 2 command points, and I'm saving those just for kind of dire circumstances. I don't want to sort of spend a command point just to fire, because so often, I mean, these are entrenched defenders with an innate -1 armor modifier in, I think, a village or a town hex. So they are well entrenched, and even with these hard-hitting Stugs, they're not doing much damage. It takes a lot to inflict these cohesion hits. Hopefully that gives you some small insight into another aspect of the Grand Tactical Series. It's so often maneuver combat or sort of focused assaults. Here we have this slow grind against an entrenched defender. Part of this, of course, could be my still inexperience with the game. I am still really grasping offensive combat. So again, if you're a veteran of GTS and you've got some suggestions on how I can do this better, by all means, please make constructive criticism. I will take it on board and hear from the veterans of this game.